Hello Sagittarius and welcome to Embracing Dawn. I'm Dawn and I'm happy that you're here. I'm so excited to share this reading with you this week. It's a general read for July 13 to 19 Sagittarius. We're going to take a look at one high fractal energy card as a focus message, and then we will draw more cards to get more clarity for the rest of your week. So let's get going, Sagittarius, with the first card. And number one, angelic being. That's beautiful. Okay, and I believe that Aquarius may have gotten this as well. Okay, so number one, angelic being. Let's see what the message is. Your angelic being has been with you since the day of your birth and will continue to be with you when you cross through the veil and return home. Your angelic guardian is asking you to look for signs and synchronicities. They are trying to communicate with you now. In a whisper of gentle guidance, you may hear your name being called. Feel the subtle touch of a feather or a tickle, a tender tickle. You may see a sign on a billboard, a magazine, or even on TV. Keep your awareness open to the message that they are bringing you. Okay, so this week, the message that's coming through so far, Sagittarius, is that perhaps you've been a little bit disconnected from spirit, from your angel guides. Perhaps you've been a little bit too much in the 3D world and all of those operational things that we have to do, Sagittarius, and I know it can sort of overtake us sometime, now and again, but let's take a look and see, because you're being called. You know, there's something that your guides want to tell you right now, and let's take a look at further messages to see perhaps how that's going to come about. Okay. Okay. So we have Deer Spirit, bring a gentle touch. Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit. And we have Dog Spirit, be loyal to what you love. And that is in what's called a protection position, a different position. So it has a slightly different focus to it. So bringing a gentle touch, you know, the Deer Spirit, take a look at, that's all about, you know, being gentle with yourself. Giving yourself a break, being respectful of your boundaries, having compassion and relating with compassion. You know, the Deer Spirit is very gentle. It's also very strong, right? So in terms of your angelic connection and spirit trying to speak with you right now, perhaps there's a suggestion here that you've been kind of hard on yourself. You're going through this phase right now where you've been super focused on external things and not as focused on yourself and your connection. And Dear Spirit's coming through right now to just say, you know, we need to just slow it down just a little bit. Be gentle and focus on what's happening in your heart space. And then we have co-create with Spirit, and we are co-creators. You know, we manifest by our connection with Spirit. We set the intention out, and with intention and will, things will happen. And with your guides trying to speak to you this week, you know, they want for you to realize that you are a co-creator and that you don't have to do these things alone, Sagittarius, whatever these things might be. You know, if it's got to do with your family, your career, a project that you're working on, or your own self-growth journey. You know, none of that has to be done alone, because Spirit helps us co-create. The universe wants to work with us and for us. All we have to do is ask and look for those signs around us. You know, look for those synchronicities. Look for repeating numbers, a repeated image. Perhaps even here, you know, if you see deer around, if you see the crows around as well, that's a sign of synchronicity. So, you know, if you happen to see some crows flying by, Okay, what's happening right now? What are my thought processes right now? What is that? Where is that message? What is that message? They don't show up for nothing. You know, always there's a reason. And then we've got dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love. So in this position, it suggests that perhaps you've been overly focused, or how do you say it? Like, oh, perhaps loyal to a fault, to something. Maybe stuck in a position where you're working on a project, you're trying to complete something at work, you're trying to create something, finish a book or a story or something. It's different for all of you, Sagittarius, but what the dog energy, the dog spirit energy suggests in that position is that tunnel vision is maybe taken over, you're overly loyal to it and you're stuck. And together with these cards, it's suggesting that Spirit is trying to show you how to move through this energy and how to break through, it's trying to give you information to help you sort that out, to give you a new perspective and a different point of view. But sometimes we just get so loyal to something that we get our teeth into it and we don't want to let it go, you know? And sometimes it's just we've got to allow for another path. We've got to allow for a different direction. And so this week you're being asked with your angelic guides, let them come in, let them help you, let them give you some information, some clues to help spark you, to inspire you. And don't be attached to what that looks like or how, you know, even how crazy it is. Like, just go with it and see what happens. You know, no harm can come from that, Sagittarius. But if you continue the way that you're continuing right now, the result will be the same, right? You do the same thing, you get the same result. So, you know, take a look and open up just a little bit and be open to the messages you receive from your angels that will come in all different forms. It's just a matter of being aware and being open. And in particular, 3 common creatures here that, you know, could also be your signs this week. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to when you see these and what's happening in your life at the moment, what your thought processes are, Sagittarius. And try and get those messages for what it is that Spirit's been trying to tell you and is trying to connect with you about. It really just could be that you need to realize that you are magic and you are a co-creator, Sagittarius, and you need to open up to that a little more and not be so stuck in this 3D experience that we're having. So let's pull one more card for you to round out the energy of the week and the message. Okay, Rhodonite, I find a way to forgive. Oh, Rhodonite is one of my absolute favorite stones. It's so lovely and healing. It's got the black and the pink in it. It's graceful. It's grounding, but it serves to heal the heart space. Its energy is loving and beautiful. If you have stones in your home, if you can get a hold of a piece of rhodonite and carry it with you, that would be really healing for you this week. And I wear it in bracelets that I make. I have bits of rhodonite in the bracelets just to help with that, keep that beautiful, loving, grounded energy around me. And that will help, you know, that will help your energy this week as you move through this. So let's pull one advice card, and that will end our reading, Sagittarius, for this week, for July 13 to 19. Okay. That is so funny. That is exactly the card I think we got just last time. The truth is silent. The truth doesn't come with words. It is something that I just know. It's something I can feel without words, and it's called silent knowledge. I call it knowing. You know what you know what you know. It just feels right. You don't know where it's coming from. You don't know how that thought maybe came into your head, or that feeling when you're interacting with someone, and you just know whether it's in alignment or whether it's inauthentic. You know, it's like when you can tell if someone is lying, even though they've got a good poker face, so to speak. So this is all about the entire message coming through here of opening up to the messages and have that sense of knowing as a co-creator with spirit to receive the information that's coming in for you this week. It could be related to anything. This is a general read, so it'll be different for all of you, but just keep your eyes open and pay attention to those three animals. They're common enough that we may see them in your environment. You know, you may see them in your environment this week. So those are your messages for this week, Sagittarius, July 13 to 19. Thanks so much for spending a part of your day with me. I'm really glad that you chose to drop your hat here for a minute. And until next time.